Hi, I'm Maria Pennanen. I was born in Sweden and brought up in Sweden and Finland. The fun fact about myself is that I read very fast. That probably explains my 3 master degrees, and one would consider me as a learning freak. I love learning new things, and I think curiosity is one of the most important characters of a human being. Why did I become an entrepreneur? Is that I worked 17 years for big corporates before I realized that if I really want to make a change, I need to set up my own company and help also others become successful. I believe that by understanding your own behavior, you can change the perception that people have of you, and you can also help others to become successful in this way. My expectations of the online program is that I think it's going to be a great journey. We are going to learn many things together, since it's going to totally disrupt how you can do an acceleration program. I hope that it will help the startups find investors, convince them and learn to trust them, and I hope that the investors will find interesting new opportunities to invest in. So don't miss us. We will start on the 27th of April on Twitch. You will find us under Accelerate Frankfurt. Join us. He also joined.
You're admitting, yeah? I'm also, but because I have time. So
We are on.
We are live, guys. So good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon from Frankfurt, the financial capital of Europe. We are Accelerator Frankfurt. I'm Ram Chauhan, your host for today, and co-founder of Accelerator Frankfurt, along with the lovely Maria Pennanen from Finland. Hey Maria, how are you doing? Excited today?
I'm very excited, So thrilled to be here.
Awesome. So so Accelerator Frankfurt is the leading go-to-market program for startups. We're the first accelerator in the city. We love what we do. More than 30 startups have gone through the program, over 60 million euros raised, and combined valuation of these startups reaching near the 400 million euros. Every startup that comes through our program gets an investment of average 2 million euros. That has been our track record. Maria and I have been doing this for the last 10 years now, working with startups. Today, we're launching our 7th wave. We have 5 startups, 5 companies who are going to go through a 4-week of grilling, basically 4-week of hard program. We're trying to get them further in what they would usually take them 1 year. We're trying to get it in 4 weeks. This is why we have such a big amount of mentors, of experts, of people who have made exits, people who have doing investment, and people from the financial institutions who could actually help these companies. So I want to welcome all the mentors. Thank you very much for joining. Maybe Tim, our production guy, would show all the mentors at once and they could wave to the camera. So please, if you all hear me, wave to the camera. There's people in the waiting room.
He's taking a coffee right now.
And okay, so our production guy is taking a coffee. So he didn't see it, but he'll see you in a minute. Once he's back, let him know. So yes, it all started basically through unfortunate circumstances. Today's 27th of April. It's Monday. Here in Frankfurt, we have to start wearing masks in public places. But we heard of this pandemic spreading already in early February, and we had an accelerator program planned for April. Normally, the startups basically apply through the program. They go through our due diligence, through several meetings, and then they come to Frankfurt for 3 months of acceleration. We quickly realized that that won't happen. Travel restrictions came in place, and we had to cancel the program. I was speaking to about 15 other accelerators throughout Europe who did cancel their programs. And that's where we came with an idea, Maria and I, of, okay, we can do an online program, but that will be boring. What else could we do? And what is the secret to our success? And I would say that Maria and I, running this program full time, we go through the startups day and night through these mentor sessions. We go with them to sales meetings and occasionally to investment meetings. And we have a pretty good insight on the team and how they perform and how throughout the weeks that we spend with them, they build trust. And trust that we are then are able to vouch for the company when introducing them to a financial institution. And that's when, how could we build this trust without meeting them face to face? It's basically doing this live program. Now investors can follow their startup throughout the 4 weeks, about an hour a day per startup, 3 times a week. And potential clients can join and follow their startups. Some of the startups are B2C, so obviously they want to go to the wider audience. And then obviously potential investors. So just meeting the startup in one mentoring session as an investor is certainly not enough. But what if you could actually see this company, how they handle sales meetings, how they handle other investor meetings? You could actually build a pretty good, solid understanding of the team you want to put your money on. I sent an email to all of you, to our dear mentors who make this program possible. I can't be more thankful. And I sent you the email asking you, what do you think about this idea? And I'm very, very happy that you all gave the thumbs up and you're all here today. You thought it was a great idea, and this is basically a big success with 38 people now on this Zoom call. It's awesome that you made it, and now just time will tell how does it work with really an online live mentoring sessions. There's going to be intimate sessions which will still be live streamed. But it's part of the thing. If you want to gain the trust of the person you're in the session, you also want to gain the trust of the wider audience that is tuned in. The program has been made possible by our dear sponsors. It's been difficult to get sponsorship, to pay the production costs and all this production at the end of the day. And thank you very much for the sponsors, starting with Silicon Valley Bank, which came to Germany less than 2 years ago and have been helping further the whole startup ecosystem in Germany. Our second sponsor is Metzler Private Bank. Metzler has been supporting us for several years now. They've been very open to run pilots and even work in production with some of our companies throughout the years. I appreciate your support. And last but not least, Helaba Digital, which joined us, and you will hear from them soon. Helaba Digital are also they have a venture fund, which they make investments in startup companies, which bring added value to their business model. And we are also supported by Frankfurt Rhein-Main GmbH, which is the international marketing arm of the Rhein-Main region. This region has countless of financial institutions, insurance companies, a lot of medium-sized companies, and it's a good place for a startup scene. It's a good place for engaging to the corporate side as well as raising funding. We have our strategic partners, which I want to thank. Die Firma, the digital marketing firm, which have been with us all the way from day one of the launch of Accelerator Frankfurt. Digital marketing is extremely important, and some of the big successes that our startup had comes from digital marketing, because it's also about not that you have a great technology and a great product, but also how you communicate it to the outside world. Why are you doing what you're doing? Not only how are you doing it or what are you doing, but really why. And all this message comes on your website, on your deck, on your one-pagers, on your meeting with investors. So thank you very much, Marco and Robert, for supporting us from day one. The startups are very much looking forward to your sessions together. We have Taylor Wessing from the legal side. Everybody needs a lawyer. And Hassan Sobi is with us today from Taylor Wessing. And obviously, Taylor Wessing has been a great support. Thomas, Hassan's partner as well, Thomas Kalb is here. They will each introduce themselves very shortly. And A2B is our partner accelerator in Israel. Michael Mizrahi joined us from Israel. A2B has helped us put the program together back in the days, and we're very grateful for it. Two very successful accelerators, one in Israel, one here in Germany. Couldn't ask for more. We have a new strategic partner, which are the guys from Deep Work Studio. They're going to work with us and help also show the team some tools for remote teams. And these guys are designers, so we will work on product and business design mainly, and it will be on the third week of the program. So thank you again for your support. We're live streamed on 3 channels: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I encourage everybody to tune in, especially the Twitch channel. We want to reach 500 members in our Twitch channel and make it an influencer channel for prospective entrepreneurs. So our Twitch channel is Accelerator Frankfurt, one word, Accelerator Frankfurt, together. Since it's live stream, we have to be conscious of time. We have now the mentor intro, and let me explain a little bit what's going to happen. So basically now the mentors are doing a reverse pitch. You guys are presenting who you are, what you've done, what you bring to the table, and how can you perhaps help some of the startups. The entrepreneurs are also joined us here in this call. They will write down your names if they see any synergies to basically later be able to follow up. So you're reverse pitching. You can take up to 2 minutes per mentor, 1 to 2 minutes, just present yourself. I know we should be conscious of time, both for the live stream as well as your personal times. So after your pitch, if you could stay with us, that would be great. If you have other things to do, it's fully understandable. And you can watch it still on the live stream. What will happen is the startups will share their screens and pitch, put their slides and give you a 5-minute pitch of what they're doing. These are not mentoring sessions. The startups are simply pitching to you. And if you have questions afterwards, we'll take Q&A. But why I say it's not a mentoring session is because we're all here together just to get to know each other. And this is what we're doing in this session until the 5 startups have done their 5-minute pitch. And then we're free. You have all received basically invitations to your private mentoring sessions throughout the week. And that is when each startup will be alone, sitting with anywhere between 3 to 5 mentors, which you've booked and you've received the invites. and they will not put again their slides and pitch to you once again. No, they will actually put their business canvas, show you the problem, show you their solution, what have they done, what have they achieved, and this is where we hope to get more interaction and feedback from you, the mentors. What I ask from you as mentors is take notes, please, and if you can, send us an email of the 5 startups that you've met throughout this week and Monday and Tuesday next week. Send us your short feedback, conclusion. What do you think they're doing wrong? What should we focus on? Maria and I will compile this feedback and basically debrief with the startups. The startups have all been given instructions to also themselves take notes on the feedback that you give them, and they will compile that, and then we can match it. And this approach works wonders, and this is why we have results. So I appreciate your feedback. The startups are doing a 5-minute pitch just after you introduce. So after all the mentors introduce, I will ask if someone who didn't introduce himself. We will go to a 5-minute commercial break. You please stay in this Zoom meeting room, and then the startups will start their pitches. I did not give any instructions to these entrepreneurs about their pitches. All they know is that they have 5 minutes. And there's a reason why we didn't give them any instructions, because probably the pitch that you'll hear today and the pitch that you'll hear at the end of the program will be different. And we've done that for a reason, because we want to show the progress and development. Everybody pivots, everybody learns, basically. So all the mentors are now on screen, in one screen. So guys, wave to the camera. You're all here. It's awesome to have about 40 of you. This is quite amazing. Thanks, Tim, for showing that. So you all hear me loud and clear. This is fantastic. After the first week or the first 7 days of the mentoring sessions, the startups are going into workshops, which I will not go in detail. We already covered that in the previous sessions. And then on May 21st, and we'll announce the exact time, there will be a live demo day. We'll invite personal invitations to potential investors to listen in, and anybody live stream can tune in, and that will be the culmination of the program. And we need to see if results come and if an online live stream program actually works. I'm confident that it does work, and it's again hit and miss, but we're trying new things. Good. So Maria, anything else you would like to add? Maria?
No, I think you said a lot. I think it's me should go ahead with mentor presentations. I'm sure the startups are really looking forward to that.
Okay, great guys. So again, thank you very much for all coming in and really being on time. This is amazing. Coordinating 40 mentors is not easy. I see you guys at a certain order on my screen. So I will call you in this order that I see you. And we'll start with ladies first. It's quite funny that the lady is first on my screen, which is Lucy from Helaba Digital. Lucy, thanks for taking time from your busy schedule. I know that you guys are working remotely at the moment,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Awesome. How has it been working in the bank to do this remote thing?
Well, it took us a little, quite a while, but now it's like the 7th week at home, and it works out fine, actually. Yeah.
Awesome.
But still missing my colleagues, honestly.
We all do. So, Lucy, please go ahead. Give us your intro. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah. So my name is Lucy Hass. I'm the managing director of Helaba Digital. Also with me in the call is Philipp Kaiser. I don't know if you can bring him to the screen too now.
We will reach Philip in a bit. So
Okay,
go ahead.
Good. So we are two managing directors. We started Helaba Digital 2 years ago. We are a corporate venture capital fund of Helaba, which is the Landesbank Hessen-Thüringen, a bank, obviously. Well, we are looking for startups who fit with our business model, or the business model of Helaba. And the business model mainly is focusing on B2B business. So that means like corporate banking, that's also cash management, and it's also on real estate finance, actually. So we are not really it could be a very early stage startup or something more mature. That depends on the most important thing for us is the strategic fit, actually, with the business model.
Awesome. And I saw that you and Philip will join private mentoring sessions on Thursdays, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much for your time. Mr. Bublitz, Andreas Bublitz, our accountant, he's the accountant of Accelerator Frankfurt, openly saying, great to have you with us. Andreas, please.
Thank you, Ram. Yes, actually, my name is Andreas Bublitz. I'm very happy that we work together with Accelerator Frankfurt from the beginning. I know Maria already a long time. And we are a tax and law firm based downtown in Frankfurt between Hauptwache and Konstanzerwache, so very good to reach. What can we do for the startups that take part in the Accelerator program? We are offering, of course, the registration of the company or the branch with the tax authorities here in Germany. We do accounting as well as payroll accounting, and the bookkeeping of every month or the quarter, and also the transferring the advanced VAT declaration. Then at the end of the year, we prepare the annual financial statements and the corresponding tax declarations. And then, of course, we do the basic tax consulting. So all questions regarding taxes, we will be happy to help you.
Awesome, thanks. And Andreas is also working with some of our previous startups that have set up here in Germany. Thank you, Andreas. Marco Fischer from Die Firma. Robert Mandelmann, sorry.
Maybe Ram, I do the introduction for us.
Sure.
Because, Robert is today is just listening.
Okay, go ahead, Robert. Marco.
All right. Okay, I go ahead. So welcome everybody. My name is Marco Fischer, and I'm founder and managing director of the creative consultancy Die Firma. Obviously a German name. We are like 20 experts from different disciplines, and we're based in Wiesbaden and Berlin with a little office. Actually, we've been around for over 20 years now, so we're quite old digital natives, I would say. But we worked for numerous digital startups and also founded some of ourselves. So we're also sometimes we have been investors. Nowadays we're just only mentoring. But what can we do for you? We will basically show you that nobody will be interested in fancy features and bold facts and figures of your pitch decks unless you tell a good story. That's what we're here for. This story has to excite your audiences or your potential customers and not yourself. That's very important for, at that point of time. So Ram already mentioned that we're doing digital marketing. That's not really true. We don't do marketing blah blah, I would say, but what we are doing is strategic groundwork for positioning yourself successfully in your market. That's what we're trying to achieve, and that's what we're looking for to help you. And yeah, we are definitely looking forward to see you in the in our workshop sessions and what you can teach us about blockchain. But because obviously we're not the tech guys, yeah, but we're quite curious what your ideas will bring to the world in the future. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you, Marco. Marco, do you remember our first meeting when this crazy Israeli guy came to your office pitching an accelerator? What did you think? What went through your head?
It wasn't so bad as you described it. It was not really that you were totally out of order or something like that. No, not really. It was funny. I mean, there was a red line in our conversation. So we instantly realized that, hey, maybe this is a great chance to reach out to the world and to help the startups with our competencies. And yeah, we enjoy it, and we enjoyed it since that time. So yeah, thanks for being mentor at the accelerator.
Awesome. Thanks for your partnership. Our second strategic partner is Hassan Sobi, Hassan and Thomas Kahl. So take it away.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Ram. I think as I said before, I'll be speaking for Thomas, who is sort of listening in, but as you can imagine in these times also quite busy. So maybe just a couple of words about Taylor Wessing. Taylor Wessing is a law firm, as Ram has said. It's one of those international law firms. We have offices basically mainly across Europe, China, Singapore, and then in the Silicon Valley. The reason why we're in the Silicon Valley is because we've been in the tech business for, it's part of the DNA of both the founding members of Taylor Wessing. One is the Taylor part, which is UK, and the other is the Wessing part, which is Germany. We've always done tech. And over the years, we've actually now managed to build up our reputation across all areas of tech. So all areas of tech includes IT, so information technology law. It includes IP, which is, the intellectual property law. But it now also includes all related to the financing of technology companies, particularly startups. So we're pretty much there when it comes to venture capital in all of the rankings, and the guys from IT have also grabbed a few prizes in between. One of the reasons why we're very happy to partner with RAM, because it gives us and Maria, it gives us an opportunity to support the community here. I mean, most of what we do obviously is across Germany or international. But we do think that the Rhine-Main area is a great place to be. We're patriots also, and we think it's a great place for startups to come to and do business. That having been said, we also offer access. We have 5 offices across Germany. So we do offer access to Berlin, for example. So if people want to do something in Berlin, we're always very, very happy to do introductions there. Just briefly, what can we offer as mentors? Thomas is an IT specialist, so he'll be able to answer questions relating to GDPR, commercial licenses, and things like that in the tech space. I'm a corporate finance specialist, so I do venture capital and growth capital fundings. So I'll hopefully be able to help and assist with questions relating to potential fundings. And apart from that, we're very happy to provide the network that we have and just give general, hopefully commercially sensible advice generally as to maybe how to improve. Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan. Thomas, just say hi to the camera so they see you also as big, and say hi.
Just saying hi so everyone saw my face. That's me. Nothing to add from my side.
Awesome. Okay, sorry.
Maybe just one aspect. One of the reasons why Thomas is sporting this beard is that until very recently we've been working on a very politicized project called PEP-PT, which is the Corona tracing app. And you might have read about it in the newspaper. So Thomas was advising on the data protection side, and I was advising on setting up the organization. as many of you might have read already, the government has now decided to go away from a centralized model to a decentralized model. So let's see what happens, but that's something we've been working on the last couple of weeks.
Great, thank you very much. Klaus, how are you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks.
I think that this program will need you dearly because you're our B2C guy. Come on.
I am. Thanks for handing over, Ram. And I remember I was also part of the first wave. So now on the 7th, honored to be here again.
Thank you.
Well, what I can bring to the table is sales and marketing experience. I've been a tech business development guy for the last 20 years, selling B2B, B2B2C solutions. So that's what I can bring to the table for the startups. Having worked in international environments, I can bring my network, my connections to the table. So I've sold solutions and scaled them for e-commerce, but also for mobile banking, where I started mobile payment in 2006. The mobile payment transaction was still a premium SMS, selling a crazy frog via Jamba. So 2007, the iPhone evolved. So it's quite a bit of a road since that time. And having had the chance to sell solutions to different verticals, like the content industry, the banking industry, I guess I have a bit of experience approaching customers and clients, as well as on the B2B, as well as on the B2C side. Again, there's quite a few people helping you on the financing rounds here on the mentoring side. I will be the guy helping you on sales and marketing and giving you tips on the day-to-day hints for German clients and prospects. To make it quick, today I work for a global payment brand. So I do not speak for this global payment brand, so I'm not mentioning it either. But I guess as you mentioned, Ram, this experience I will bring to the table, and I'm happy to bring it to the table.
Awesome. Actually, one
really
of our
looking
startups
forward.
we really need. Cool. Thank you very much, Klaus. Okay, Dieter, next we're getting a little bit of speed going on. Dieter,
Okay.
nice to see you again.
Hi, for me it's the first time. Welcome everybody. Thanks for having me in the program. So basically, to cut it short, what can I bring to the table? So the experience comes from the high-tech industry, where I basically also worked with Klaus, and Klaus was recommending me into Ram, your organization, and Maria. Thanks for that again. So it's all about connections, it's ecosystems that makes the difference in the end of the day. So what can I bring to the table? It's basically my combination of coming from the high-tech industry, not B2C, rather B2B, to enable C, where the focus is on B2B. What I bring there is high-tech background, at the same time having founded myself a company, having been a coach mentor for almost 15 years of startups. In my current activities, where I've combined my startup capability with the high-tech industry experience I have gained over almost 30 years, I basically combine that and offer that to startups when they start bringing innovation into the market and commercialize the innovation at the market. So where can I help? It's business model checking, product market fit, and also go-to-market strategies. At the same time, I'm more than happy to share my experience from my 2 exits. The first one was marvelous, and from the second one, I learned the most because it wasn't so marvelous. So insofar, I bring the mix, the ordinary mix, into the picture, and I'm more than happy to help and support the program. That's it from my side.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dieter. Philip, how are you doing? Philip Kaiser.
Great, thank you. Well, Ram, thank you for having us with this great format. So, Lucy mentioned it already. I'm the second half of Hilaba Digital's management team, and so what can I add to what Lucy said already? So maybe one very interesting part, we as a wholesale bank, we can of course offer our great experience and share our experience with all the digital discussions that we had with a lot of major German large caps, and of course with the real estate financing business, which might be very interesting to a few startups. And I would like to mention another point, which is very important for us when it comes to our customer relationship, which is really characterized by reliable and long-term oriented relationships. And that is something that we also try to include in our efforts with all our startup engagements. And so what we offer is not only insights, but also a long relationship, and trying to give both sides a learning effect in having a mentorship, or maybe later on even a partnership.
Mm-hmm. Okay, quick question. Helaba makes investments. I'm not sure if Lucy mentioned, what size of tickets do you make when you do an investment?
Well, our sweet spot is something like between 1.5 to 2.5 million euros.
Okay, note that down, startups. All right, Karsten Priebs. Hello, my good friend. How are you doing? You're muted. Hold on. I unmuted you. Okay, go ahead. Now you're live.
Thank you so much. Great for having me. Yeah, since 2 years I've been CIO and CDO for Randstad in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Maybe you know Randstad. We are famous for temporary and permanent work. We're #1 in HR services worldwide with 600,000 employees and 22 billion euro revenue. And I started as an entrepreneur in software. We did business software in the late 1990s. And this company was actually successful until last year. But I left my company in 2006 to start in the real big IT management and large corporates. So this is something I could bring to the table, understanding the decision processes in real big corporates that might be useful for some of the startups. I still remember a lot of the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur. That sometimes helps. I actually have advised 2 startups, one from the accelerator, and when I met in the accelerator for 2 years now, one just pivoted into the micro-influencer marketing on Twitch, and the other one builds the recruitment platform for the Netflix generation. So I really love to see startups thrive and contributing a little bit of what I learned over the years. So thank you so much. Good luck, founders.
Thank you, Karsten. You also made an investment in that startup, I'll add. So.
Yeah, but it's good that you say, but it's very, very limited. Yeah.
Okay. So, Michael, my brother from Israel, A2B Accelerator, our strategic partner. How are you doing, my good friend? Don't forget to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Ram and Maria, for having me again. It's a greatest pleasure of being partnered with the Accelerator Frankfurt from the very beginning. My name is Michael, if you wish. I'm the head of the Research, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship Authority at the Azrieli College of Engineering. We are teaching only engineering in Jerusalem for the last 20 years. I'm responsible of building and actually running A2B Startup Accelerator in the college for the last 6 years. We have 56 alumni companies at A2B, raised over $30 million, and we have another 12 companies in the current 6th round of A2B. We extended the program overseas and actually copied exactly the success program of A2B to the Czech Republic, to Macedonia, to the United States with Northeastern University, consulted the UN Habitat on how to build accelerators in Africa, and many others. We are helping people to develop their idea into a startup company from scratch and introducing them to the VC and the Israeli ecosystem. So we are here for that. We are here to give you the tools that you need in order to polish anything, any tool, any one-pager, presentation, story, business plan, whatever you need in order to face the investor. I'm also representing here a VC called Launch It Capital from Israel. We had the pleasure of investing in one of the accelerators previous round startup, and we are invested already in 32 startups, mainly Israelis, but we are open also for this program, and we are investing in early stage, and we have one success story over here among the mentors, and you're going to hear about. It's a great pleasure to be here. We're going to help you out. Reach me if you need. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. Carl from Bad Homburg, right? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
Hello to everybody. I'm happy to be here with that interesting format. I'm Karl Krug. I'm principal at Capgemini, the international management and IT consultancy. And what I'm bringing in is experience from, on the one side, the financial services industry. I was once head of financial communication at AXA Insurance Company. And from the public sector, I was once a mayor and city treasurer of the city of Bad Homburg. And in my now position at Capgemini, I bring in both worlds from the financial services and from the public sector. And I'm doing the consultancy for ministries of finance at state and federal level here in Germany. And topics which are on my table are, for example, digitalization of taxes, digitalization of treasury systems, of financial markets, with a special focus on IT. For example, IT platforms for tax and treasury systems, but also initiatives on digitalization of the financial services industry, or questions of a blockchain strategy on the government level, or even on the European Union level. So whenever you have questions or topics around governmental affairs, around regulation, around politics, so that's something where I can assist you and can bring in some more knowledge on the table, which you could use in your initiatives. And besides that, I'm also a member of the advisory board of the Frankfurt Rhein-Main GmbH, which Ram mentioned some time ago. And now and today and for the upcoming days, I'm looking forward to get to know more about your initiatives, about your ideas and your ideas for finance and blockchain. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carl. So yeah, Shlomo Amir, are you in Israel or in Hawaii? It looks the same.
Wish was in Hawaii. I'm in Israel, like everybody or most people working from home now for over 5 weeks. So let's see how it works. Hello, everybody. Good to see you on this screen. My name is Shlomo Amir. Actually, a nice anecdote. I'm right now part of a company that was part of Accelerator Frankfurt, Wave7, EasySend. And actually, Ram introduced me to this company in August 2018 as a mentor. So I started there as a mentor. I was working in a different place. And we fell in love, and this is where I'm sitting. So this is a warning to all of you mentors. This can happen to you as well. Basically, I have over 30 years of experience in the high-tech industry. I started as a software engineer, but I did everything also in running company. I took one company public in Germany in 2000. It was a machine vision company. I took a startup as a spin-off from the Hebrew University and sold it later on to Merck in Germany. So what can I bring startups to the table? First of all, I really have the experience of the full spectrum, running from a small startup, scaling up to a full-blown company, public company. So hopefully I can support you in how do you roll out your strategic planning, how do you design your go-to-market, and execution. It's all about execution, as I like to say, and hopefully I can help you execute the best you can. So looking forward to have fun in this program. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Shlomo. Pleasure having you. Yoni Golan, hello, my good friend. Yoni is also a fellow surfer. How are you doing, man? Not much surfing these days.
Yes, but in Israel now the regulation has been removed and you can surf. So you might consider moving back to Israel.
Awesome. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Ram and Maria, for inviting me. So the question is, what can I bring to the table to the startups? So very fast about my background. I was actually an engineer and a programmer in a company that went IPO'd in 2003 in Nasdaq, where and then later on got sold to eBay. And we actually built the first informative e-commerce base for eBay. So all the let's say the basic that are build that everybody is building today, it was my pleasure to be a part of it. And later on, I worked my way in the economy section and finished my university and went work to Israel's second largest bank. Worked there for 7 years after living in Japan 3 years. I speak also Japanese, and worked in a VC, managed a VC, a Japanese VC incubator in Israel, and then later on spinned off from it and opened my own company. So what can I bring to the table? One, I have vast experience in how to build your product and then later on execute it, and also build a strategy firmly before it. If there's a question and interest in the fields that I know, I'm also a mentor in Israel Blockchain Association. When we speak a lot about those issues and how to take blockchain from the crypto world and implement it also into the enterprise world and all the problems that are in the model of blockchain today. But this is just two things. But the last and not least, which is what I do now, is I can help later on once the startup's in the right position and the right stage, then to, if needed, then to take it also to Japan, which our company does. If the company is really interesting, then we might invest as well. This is something that we started recently, investing from our company directly as a founder, as a founder with my partner. We recently also invested in actually an interesting startup that is Israeli technology, but works from Iceland. So geolocation is something that is not an issue for us. It just has to have the right, let's say, performance and right features to correspond with the needs and demands of the markets. That's it. Thank you for inviting us, and good luck for the startups.
Great, Yoni. Thank you so much. Ishai, are you there? Ishai? Yes, Ishai can stay. I jumped to you because I know you're stressed with time.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Ishai Tensor. I also based in Israel, and I work with Frankfurt Accelerator from 2016, I think so.
Yeah.
So it was a great time, a great opportunity, it's a great startup that we mentored. I run a software business in Israel called eDeck. So I am a software guy. I focus on software. I can help you with connecting the dots between business and software. I have a lot of experience in blockchain. I'm also a coach in Horizon 2020. So I see many technological startups that receive grants from Horizon 2020. And I will be happy to help you to find the right way to connect your technology to the business goals that you have.
Thank you, Ishai. Awesome. Great. I'm not sure if your microphone is working 100%, but we'll work on that later. But we could fully understand you. No worries.
Okay. Thank you.
Thomas Clausen, are you there?
Sure, I am.
How are you doing, my good friend?
Hey, guys.
You're right around the corner, so not too far from us.
Yeah, I could actually shout at you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm a former Accenture partner in my first life. I was 20 years working for consulting and learned how to manage large-scale projects all the way from 2 people to 200 people. Since 2003, I'm in the startup business as an investor, as founder, co-founder, managing director in several cases, and also a couple last years as mentor. I'm with the Accelerator Frankfurt from day one on, but also working, or used to work on other accelerators. I am right now working full-time on one of my major startups that I've co-founded called Ambiotex. If you want to look, www.ambiotex.com, as a CFO and a second managing director. I have been in the engine room so many times, so I know startups from inside out. I can help. I'm not a blockchain guy, I'm not a financial guy, but I can help startups in things like building your company, organizing your company, setting up the business case, setting up the business plan. Since I have been in the engine room, as I said, there's a lot of things that I can point you to that you may not think about when you start your first business. And I am also asking all these embarrassing questions that you don't want to hear. So that's what you can expect from me. And I'm in Frankfurt. Once you guys are here on site, I can see you with my e-bike.
Awesome. There's no embarrassing questions. And the guys have been prepped that not all of you are crypto experts. Actually, most of you are not crypto experts or blockchain experts, so they know this. Good. Garan Goodman, my dear friend, are you in Hawaii, Berlin, or Munich?
I'm in Bavaria.
Okay.
Everyone, my name is Garan. Thanks, Ram and Maria, for having me back. I think I did 2017 or 2016. Well done to everyone for appearing here, because let's face it, you could have cancelled this. So I think this is a cool format, actually. It's very optimized. My background, very simply, I've been an entrepreneur forever. I tried corporate early in my career in the early 90s, didn't work out. But I've been taking their dime one way or another, funded, paid for, consulting, etc. So B2B software for a long time. I ran the Telefonica accelerator called Wyra for 3 years. We were behind Foodora. I was the first investor in Foodora and about 5 other startups, and made a lot of young people very rich. That was great for them, not particularly for me. I started a company called Fireware, which is a smart city initiative from the European Union. Horrible. So I moved on from that. And I recently ran an accelerator for Metro, big German food company, food provider, and Target in the US as a joint venture for late stage startups focusing on using their stuff inside those 2 big corporations. So one of the startups had an IPO in Australia during the program. The total value of all our startups on that program was just over $500 million, give you an idea of their size. So and my job has always been to sort of advise, mentor, coach, whatever, all that shit, based on my own experience, whatever it's funding, team, the whole thing. And so now I find myself as a partner in a venture builder called Stryber, S-T-R-Y-B-E-R. We're a Swiss-based company, but we have outlets in Munich where we have 40 people, and Kiev where we do all our tech. And we're about 95 people now. We're hopefully doubling in size in the next 12 months. 2 lines of business. We help corporates build startups, purpose-built, bespoke startups. And then we have our own fund, and we build our own startups. Very consumer focused. Retail is our big sector, but then we're also in property and construction as well. We're 4 partners now. We're recruiting 3 new partners. Business is booming. Fuck knows what this Corona thing does to all of us. Here we are. Good luck, I say, humanity. Thanks, Ram.
Thank you very much, Garan.
And I really look forward to interacting with the startups. So part of me really misses this, and this is a joy to do, Ram.
Awesome, and really, everybody, this is without you, this wouldn't happen at the end of the day. Let's watch out the bad language, the foul language. We are live and we are streaming for all ages. So this is going to be a test. Tell me, Nimrod, Kramer, one of the first entrepreneurs I've worked with, one of the most brilliant youngsters I've ever met. How are you, my friend?
I'm great, and of course, I don't advise anyone to listen to everything Ram said about me. It's not true. But yeah, I'm happy to meet you all, and it's a great pleasure to participate as a mentor in this wave as well. I've been there from the first wave, and it's very exciting. So yeah, basically, I'm here to give more of the entrepreneur side of things, and try to give as much advice as I can to the founders themselves on the ideation process, on fundraising. I really, really like fundraising. I love the challenge of it, of building up a startup and being able to convince investors and essentially to deliver value. So I'm really passionate about those stuff. I'd be happy to share from my experience. I particularly love corporate venture capitals. I love working with large corporations, especially in Japan. But I assume that many of those practices are applicable for other companies worldwide. Yeah, I guess I'd see you guys in the mentoring sessions, and looking forward to it. Very exciting.
Cool, thank you. And Nimrod, you're also giving a workshop on common mistakes of early stage entrepreneurs. I've told the startups about this, and we're looking forward to it. So we're almost going to the end. Jochen Biedermann is here from Frankfurt, again, a good neighbor. How are you, Jochen? Good to see you. Go ahead.
My name is Jochen Biedermann. I'm the Managing Director of the World Alliance of International Financial Centers. Yeah, first of all, congratulations, Maria and Rem, for getting this started again. I know it's very tough, not only this time. I know it from the beginning, you know, your challenges, and it's really great what you have achieved. And very happy to be part of this again. The World Alliance of International Financial Centers, for those of you who do not know what we are doing, we are a non-profit association. Our members are leading, but also smaller financial centers. So think about city government, promotion agencies of the financial centers, and so on. Among our members are large ones like London, Hong Kong, Tokyo, of course, Frankfurt, and many, many more across 4 continents. Find a little bit more on our website. Currently, a lot of work on the recovery, economic recovery from this crisis, and what our members of financial centers can contribute. This is what keeps me very busy. FinTech and blockchain are 2 of those topics, but of course, it's a lot more. Ram, you know, I'm also very active in blockchain, in particular in Asia, in mainland China, with my business in Hong Kong, Tokyo, where I was recently, even in March. I managed to get back to Germany. It's an experience. It was an experience, and can share a little bit later privately. Yeah, so I can help with things related to blockchain, things related to several Asian countries. Yeah, and if you need connection to one of our members leading financial centers, I can also help, which includes regulatory authorities, city governments, access to, you know, support, subsidizes, and so on.
Awesome, thank you so much. We have 3 mentors to go. Sorry for keeping you to the end. Michael Mellinghoff, hello, sir. How are you doing in the UK?
Unmute, please.
Unmute. Here, I'll unmute you. Oh, no. Yes, now.
Now it should work. Now
yes.
It should work. Hello, everybody. I'm Michael from London. Lockdown London as everywhere. I think that is the second session I participated in. I think I was a mentor in the very first program that you 2 ran, Maria and Ram. Thank you for the consistent invitation, but somehow work-wise, it was never possible to be in Frankfurt during your session. So I appreciate this development in the virtual format. Suits me. Thank you very much for that. I'm a banker by training, then jumped ship into the startup world in 2010 into a fintech startup in Frankfurt. We exited this in 2013, 13. And then I came to London to deep dive into the ecosystem here, did a lot of mentoring with Level 39, started bootcamp fintech, and so on. And yeah, have advised quite a few companies out of the network here, also globally, bring to the table the experience from that time. Obviously, know both sides of the table, the startup side and the banker side. They have both advantages and disadvantages, and run as one program that connects me strongly still to Frankfurt, where I was based before, as I said, FinTech Germany Award, where we had a big session on Friday, the final jury meeting, where we looked, I think, at 44 startups. Maria was thankfully is thankfully part of the jury there. So that gives me a lot of insights, obviously, then also into the German scene still. What is maybe to mention, I am a blockchain fan, but a crypto skeptic. So if you are interested in critical views on crypto, and if you maybe convince me on what you're doing in the crypto world, then maybe that's also a good step.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael, and great to have you with us. Doron, hello, Doron from Tel Aviv, right?
Indeed. How is everyone?
We're doing good, thank you.
All right. So yeah, I used to do a week in New York, 3 weeks in Tel Aviv, but that's not going to happen for a while now. It didn't happen for 2 years, for 2 consecutive years. So my name is Doron Cohen. I did 3 things in my life. Number one, I was a programmer for the Israeli Defense Forces. Then I built my first company called Leverage. We grew to become one of the leading providers of technology to retail foreign exchange brokerages, with basically offices in Tel Aviv, Hong Kong, Cyprus, Ukraine, at some point Tokyo and Shanghai. We sold a part of it to Saxo Bank from Denmark, and later rebought and resold, by the way. And then I became chairman and started working on for 2 years, and that's it. And then started working on my number 3 thing in life, which is building Coversea, which is my current business. So at Coversea, we started as a cross-border payment platform and eventually became a solution for real estate investment GPs and LPs, helping them do everything from fundraising through investor communications, investment administration, all the way to the LP management side. What I'm going to talk about in the next couple of weeks or so will be primarily on the pivoting or strategy side of the business. So someone here mentioned before that execution is the most important. I actually agree. I think there's something that comes before execution, and that is strategy. And you're likely to having the wrong strategy when you start, which is absolutely fine. So I'm going to share with you from my own experience how I think is at least the right way, to test, validate your strategy, put some execution into it, reiterate, and honestly do this again and again and again and again and again until that works successfully. Good luck.
Awesome, Doron. Thank you so much. And I advise all of you to tune in on the 12th of May. We will publish the whole production plan. But on the 12th of May, Doron will give this workshop, which is a must, I have to say. So thank you very much, Doron. Now our new strategic partners, Deepwork Studio, Charlie, Andre, how are you guys? Go ahead, please.
Hey, good to meet you. Thank you so much. I'm Andre, product designer and co-founder of Deepwork or Deepwork Studio. I personally worked on over 100 different digital and physical products over the last about 5 to 6 years, from pretty much all industries, and with some of them with some of the largest companies in the world. And now for about a year with Deepwork, we're also helping a lot of blockchain teams to innovate. And yeah, so what I learned throughout all this time is basically how teams work together really, really efficiently, and which teams can succeed really well with their products on the market. And that's something that I can kind of pick up on, but also give a lot of guidance on during the work or while teams are working on their products. And along the way, DeepWork is, by the way, founded on completely distributed nature, so we all work remotely, and had to kind of adopt new principles and strategies for remote collaboration that haven't really existed before. And that's also something that I really feel like a lot of the world currently needs. And yeah, part of that comes from design sprints. Maybe some of you might be familiar with that. I worked on that structure since the book came out, and then kind of iterated and improved on it, made it work remotely. And yeah, that changed a lot. But yeah, that's me. I've co-founded DeepWork along with Charlie and Brandy, and I'm going to hand over to Charlie. You're next.
Hi, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. Quick background. I was designing a lot of interfaces in the blockchain space. I met Andre, who said, I can take the design sprint process and make it work much better remote. And I thought that was fantastic because the global talent is completely distributed. So it was an opportunity to work with really interesting people. We downplayed the fact it was remote because most enterprises, saw that as a negative. But now we're in this really unique position where we've worked with teams of Consensus, the Ethereum Foundation, and then a lot of smaller startups in the space, and we have a really efficient way of working remotely. So the main reason we're here is to kind of share some of that knowledge and work with teams. We'll be running a workshop, and it will be quite customized to what teams need. And we also have on the call, who I'll just hand over really quickly, not to take too much time, is Brandy. She's up super early in San Francisco, and she's going to talk quickly about where this is all heading and kind of where we bring value.
Hey, thanks, Charlie. So as you noticed, DeepWork Studio is getting busy. We're looking forward to impacting the next revolution of startups in the blockchain space. We're not just focused on the blockchain space solely, but we are impactful on that space because of our vast influence. For example, my impact on blockchain was the fact that I focus on engineering at Udacity. I was actually the creator of the Udacity nano degree program for blockchain. Prior to that, I helped build over 100 teams from start to finish at Udacity for the remote workforce called Udacity Blitz. It was a fun little venture. Nonetheless, why I'm here at DeepWork is to impact the next revolution of blockchain products and services, as well as internet services, right? We've seen from COVID-19 that the remote workforce needs some help, and DeepWork is literally your best friend to impacting your product and service development moving forward. So I'm really proud to be here as a co-founder here on DeepWork, and we're looking to make an impact with you. So reach out to us if you guys need any help. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, and thank you for your support as our new strategic partner. By the way, Brandy, I love your setting. Really, you get the prize. So, okay, guys, we're a bit over time, but that is fine because the startups have only 5 minutes to pitch, and we'll be quite strict with that. I want to say thank you very much to everybody.
And I think
please shout a minute if I forgot any mentor. No. Okay. Not all mentors managed to make it today. Some of the mentors you'll meet in the private sessions. If you haven't booked yet your private session, please do so. But I believe most of the private sessions are full. Maria, did you want to add something?
Yes, I just wanted to add that we had Steffen Seeger and Jakob Wendel, who were in the beginning, but unfortunately they were very limited with time. And I'm sure we're going to hear what exciting stuff they had to do that they couldn't join today, but you will see them in your private mentoring sessions.
Okay, cool. So we're going to take a 3-minute break. Basically, 15:15, we'll be back. Don't drop off. You can leave the Zoom running. Our production guy is going to start the commercial break now. And I'll see you here at about 3 minutes now. We have a break. Get your coffee, whatever. and I appreciate your time to listen to the startups. Thanks. See you then.